Betty the raccoon was a sweet-tempered panda type who never got into trouble. Her brother Earle, on the other hand, was a bother with a bold capital B. Betty was nearly half a year older and tried to be a positive influence, but all her good efforts were met with defiance by Earle. If things had been right with Earle, he would have appreciated Betty for all she tried to do, but something wasn't right with him. A sandwich short of a picnic, and not the brightest bulb in the chandelier, Earle managed to get locked up every other Sunday. It's a matter of record he's incarcerated now, here on a Friday in the month of May, when he could have been out fishing with Betty. He demonstrated a change in protocol from his usual weeknight cavort to the Smith's garbage bin, which wasn't technically stealing, due to whatever he absconded with having already been discarded, but it was a crime nonetheless for littering, the careless strewing of waste matter across a muddy road, leading to the undeserved bad reputation endured by all upstanding raccoons. But last week, rather than extricate a fishbone, chicken wing, or tuna salad sandwich from the bottom of the Smith's garbage bin, Earle plopped something exceedingly large into it, and some lurking bystander saw him do it. But was it his fault a duct-taped bundle within a rolled-up, handcrafted tartan rug had already been stuffed beneath the corn scraps and pan scrapings? This was the evidence of an act so heinous as to set off a county-wide manhunt, promptly leading to Earle's arrest. The loitering snitch had been quick to tell authorities what he saw in order to collect the $10,000 he was entitled to. Betty was beside herself, aware her brother wasn't the sharpest crayon in the box. Betty was convinced he was just a harmless fool, incapable of such an act. Earle declared his innocence to the sheriff, citing mitigating circumstances. He wasn't there, and anyway, his paw had been in a cast all month. Secondly, he was having lunch with Jed across the lake on that fateful day. And besides, he was only discarding some picnickers' trash in the Smith's bin like you were supposed to, being he was a good Samaritan. "Which is it?" his lawyer asked. "Were you down the trail across the lake with Jed, or were you actually at the crime scene throwing away someone else's litter? You're not very bright, are you?" To make matters worse, there was no sign of an injury, no bruising, missing patches of fur, nor paw atrophy. "Who could have done this terrible thing?" asked his sister. "I don't know," said Earle. "A chipmunk? Or moose?" "As a matter of fact, I saw two very likely suspects trying to hide under Jess's weeping willow tree last week." "Okay, just stop talking now," his lawyer said. "Don't scratch the cell walls with that paw either, or do anything stupid. And Betty, pray for a mistrial." It's a known fact, criminals of a certain caliber are often a lot smarter than Earle, stupidity possibly being something Earle had going for him now. But here's how it eventually plays out. Missy, a common garden snail, also known as Snaily, left behind a slime trail which turned out to be traceable, even in the mud. "I didn't mean for this to happen," said the cogently contrite Missy. "It was an accident." As these creatures are known to be gentle and compliant and make good pets, Missy was taken at her word.